VIBEERMAG TV, Viber TV. What's up, man? We back in the building. We got Noochie, man, today. How you feeling, man? You got you in the house. How you feeling?
Phenomenal, brother. What it do?
And that's great. That's great to hear, man. It's great to hear you. You know, saying we good as well. How's everything been though?
It's been great, man. Living life. Waking up in the house, going to sleep in the house. I'm cool, man.
That's an overlooked blessing itself right there, you know.
Sometimes I get in the house, I make it back home, I just look around and exhale. I made it. Everybody don't make it back home.
Nah, facts, man. You know, is where's DMV your home? Speaking of,
yeah, for sure. It's been for a long time. I wouldn't be mad at someone else being my home for a little bit. I mean, I move around a lot. Like, I don't think they say like you gotta move from here to make it. I don't think you gotta move from here to make it. I think you gotta move around. Get your name, your face recognized, and you know what I'm saying? Represent for your city outside of your city.
Represent for your city outside your city. That's an interesting point right there.
I mean, yeah, you
break that down a little bit more. That's
all the states got representatives, don't they? You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to go represent your state, somebody to campaign for, somebody when they think about your area, they think of you, and not necessarily just for the right things. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you could be a bad representative, and then now you got everybody else looking wild. So ideally, you would want a good representative for your area.
What do you feel is a good representative? What would you consider a good representative?
I feel like somebody that just a man of their word or a woman of their word. Somebody that's just, you know what I'm saying, stand up dude, stand up person. Anybody that's, when you go, you know you ain't got nothing to worry about. Or they might, you know what I'm saying, they take care of stuff. They probably the mediator. They fix shit. If something that's a problem, they the one that fix the problem. Stuff like that. Them is good representatives.
Right. You can lead by example. A leader.
Sure, a leader. You have to be, in order to be in a position of leading, you got to be a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, you stated in some, one of your unreleases. We was just tapping into, a few minutes ago. You said it's spinning the block. I'm buying the block. Run that back for us. Run that exact, that quote for that bar for us.
They spinning the block and buying the block.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just burn the house down. They burned the block. Oh yeah. Yeah. They spinning the block and buying the block, man. They pretty much. I'm trying to build it up. I ain't trying to destroy it. I feel like a lot of the noise around the block is bad, as if it ain't where we come from, or where, you know what I'm saying, it's been there for us, like where black people thrive. So the block is and can be good. It just got a negative light around it. You know what I'm saying? It could be the same. I just changed one word. The block's still involved, but it sound a little more enlightened.
So what do so saying that, what do you feel like for that light to spark, in a different direction, what do you feel like are some things, as of right now, that can kind of guide, to guide that route, or steer it to that route?
I ain't gonna say I got the answers for that, because it's a lot of damage that's done that's kind of hard to reverse or repair. So it's like you kind of need some shit that ain't been done yet sometimes. Or you need to go back to how some shit was that worked. But sometimes a lot of people get stuck in their ways or feel like certain shit is old or outdated, so you kind of move on to the next, and then now you got everybody trying to do the same shit to get to the same spot, and it's just like, this shit crowded. This shit is just like diluted. It ain't got no originality. So it's like if nobody being they self and everybody's trying to be like something. And I ain't gonna say nobody because there is individuals out there. I consider myself an individual, but I am somebody who tries to be like certain things. And I feel like you're trying to be a bunch of things. You're just gonna be you. You're gonna be one thing, as opposed to trying to fit in with some shit that really ain't you. You can embrace things, but I don't feel like you gotta become things.
One of the pioneers, DC rap, being your father, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And how was growing up kind of like you kind of spoke upon it already, but how was like from your own personal like perspective, how was it like kind of growing up in the environment of kind of music already? Did that make your choice of being an artist much easier?
Not immediately, because kind of thinking about it, like if your father was a mailman when you was a kid, like you don't really want to be a mailman. You just know your father a mailman. Mm-hmm. An artist is way cooler than a mailman, mm-hmm. but I wasn't around all the time because they on street shit. He's mm-hmm. also, you know what I'm saying, like mm-hmm. they was really doing the shit that niggas just be rapping about today, and you don't want your kids around that. But as far as like me actually being his kids and him being damn near the leader of this thing and him being the one who get the spot for the studio, he get the spot with all these things, he got the Sprinter van, like he got everything to the point where it's like shit, we just always around. Like it was other kids, like other artists in the group had kids, but they weren't around. Like for example, Maul, his name Mac Millie, his son is Young Marley. My father and Young Marley father was in the same group. Me and Young Marley had no relationship just because they weren't around. Not to say that I don't fuck with them, you know what I'm saying, support them, but I'm just saying we just ain't grow up knowing each other, for real. And we come from the same shit, for real, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, support all my niggas, you know what I'm saying? We come from the same umbrella, so it is what it is. He got the same shit I got in me.
Right.
But it was tight to see that. It was tight to see a leader. It was tight to see a dude run a business. It was tight to see a dude make it to BET or 106 and Pop. It was tight to see Gucci Mane come out here to do a feature with him. It was tight to see Juvenile, Scarface, Paul Wall, it was tight to see all these accomplishments, and it made me know that it was possible. So by the time I was in position of where like, damn, I should be coming in my head, I could put this shit together too. Like I love the music too. Like by the time I got to that point, it was like I knew I had an outlet for it. The same way as if like I said, if somebody father play sports, like you probably got access to niggas that went to the league that you could train with as a kid. So it was kind of, I was just around a lot of shit. It wasn't necessarily no red carpet at all. It was more so just like fly on the wall, pay attention, see where niggas fucked up, see what niggas did right, see, you know what I'm saying, listen, pay attention. Bang. A lot of niggas ain't here with us no more. My father incarcerated right now. So, and it was like, even at that point, it was like Wayne, you should lock the CEO up. Now I'm the CEO, fuck. So it was like, damn, they got to figure it out. And I got to see a lot of niggas scatter when you go in. So I just talked about this leader, this dude that did all that. And once a leader in a compromised position, you get to see true colors of a lot of people. And then even that is also something that I was told about from a young age by him. There's a lot of people that he ain't had to use in the city to get where he was at, and a lot of them had resentment for that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't fuck with you when you ain't gotta use them. Or, you know what I'm saying? And I feel that too, because I feel like as an artist that's been out here for all these years, for some New York niggas from and Atlantic to be and Atlanta. For Atlanta, New York, and after I signed with Atlantic, I went out LA. For all them areas, not necessarily the people, because I definitely feel embraced by the people of the DMV and the city and all that shit. But as far as like on the executive level of behind the scenes and moving, shake, all that shit, for a nigga to get picked up and signed to a major label on y'all watch, What's wrong? Something wrong with that. Something ain't right if that's the case. But once again, you don't need them. They might hold some shit against you for it, but you don't need them at all. You can still do what you gotta do without them.
Just, the state of music and just, how music is looking like. I hear people kind of say like I would say like the it wouldn't really say the SoundCloud era, or like an era, because I wouldn't consider a group or era like by music, by like kind of a streaming device. That makes sense. So like,
I agree.
So it's like, what do you feel, about that era that was like, that I would say is less appreciated now, and why it so is that way?
I feel like, touch back on originality, I feel like it was less judgmental about what so much people thought. It was more so just trying to get your shit out. I just want to be heard. Now it's like, I want to sound like this motherfucker. I want to do this and shit. It's a little different. I don't want to use streaming to categorize the shit either, but if you want to compare the SoundCloud era to the TikTok era, the SoundCloud era was a little more like, you don't know what the fuck you about to get. The TikTok shit, I know what I'm about to get before I cut it on. And basically, not everything, because of course, when I say that, I'm not saying shit on TikTok, because I know it's every fucking thing on TikTok. I'm saying like, just the cookie cutter shit of people trying to do shit like, exactly like a motherfucker. Like, I can't even tell what city niggas is from no more, because if a nigga get on a Detroit beat, he gonna rap like a Detroit nigga. Like, you could just rap how the fuck you was gonna rap. You could use the beat. You know what I'm saying? Just do as if you was a feature or something. Like, the same with New York drill shit, or the same with the DMV flow and shit. Like, nigga, you could do it differently. It don't gotta be the production is the production is what makes it that shit. The flow ain't necessarily what making it that. And you keep and people say that, oh, that's they flow, that's they flow. Who the fuck is they? You supposed to have your own fucking flow. Like, everybody individually. You could be influenced by other shit, but you supposed to have your own shit. I ain't never known it to work with a motherfucker sound exactly like a motherfucker. And that's, they get on. Until this era.
Okay. So being that you said that, so then what do you feel so then explain like your meaning of influence then.
I like to consider myself influenced by shit that is great. Shit that is the best. And not necessarily in the best at a specific thing. Just the best. Like, whether the motherfucking best interviewer, the best motherfucking photographer, the best all that shit, the best artist, of course. But with that being said, I'm just looking at what's the best shit. I'm not trying to be mediocre in no aspect. And I feel like when you let shit that is mediocre influence you, if you ain't less than mediocre, you ain't getting no, you know what I'm saying, it's not getting no better. So I feel like I just try to look at what's the best in whatever field, whether it be who the best trap nigga, who the best R&B artist, who the best alternative R&B artist, who the best OG right now, who the best nigga from Memphis, who the best nigga from Florida, like all that shit, just who the best at what, like that's what I hone in on. And that's how I like to get my influence. Like, who the best nigga from the 70s, the 80s? Mike better than Chris, like Mike, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Beyonce, like Jay-Z, like niggas, that's the best. HBO, nigga, this shit clean. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different levels to the shit. And I try to reach for the highest one.
How important do you feel real estate is to the future?
It's very important. You ain't got no land, you can't do nothing. You ain't got no land, you can't really make no money for real. Because you can't own nothing that you can generate a massive amount of money with in one spot without doing a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? You could open up a business online. You could borrow money because of land, like because you own land. You can do a lot just because you own land. You can own land and never do shit with it, and then the area around the land come up, and then now you got the empty lot worth a couple M's. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important. And just as black people out here, like we need some shit. Like we need land. If we don't have land, we're gonna continue to lose. Even though there's a lot of shit at our disadvantage to not have it, a lot of shit been placed against us to not have it, but it's people that's watching this that own land. It's people that I know that own land, so it's possible. I feel like it's necessary, and I feel like you need to look for a solution instead of an excuse.
Okay. Krishan Rock and Blueface just announced.
You know, I was on Instagram this morning, and every post of them that popped up, I put hide, and it was like, you'll see less of this. I did it this morning, so I want to see if that shit work, because I'm tired of that shit. I'm like, these niggas ain't even entertaining for real, like, just fucked up shit, every day, fucked up relationship every day that we gotta be a part of. That shit made me cut my phone off sometimes. But go ask the question, what you gonna say? Because I know everything about these motherfuckers. I ain't got no choice.
I mean, you kind of basically answered. I was just kind of asking in terms of like, just hearing that news and if it really matters to you or.
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter to me. It bothers me when so many people are captivated by dumb shit sometimes. Like that bothers me. But I ain't got no control over that. So if it bothers, I don't worry about shit I can't control for real. It can bother me all at once, but as long as the motherfuckers are still toxic enough to keep people entertained, if toxicity is the wave, then fuck it. And I make a song about it in a cool way. Play on
it. Have you ever cheated on a girl?
I feel like I'm answering too slow, man. I think about shit sometimes. I'm supposed to be on a break. Was it serious? Nah. I ain't cheated. I only been in like 2 relationships. I ain't cheated when I was in relationships. Have I been? Nah, man, that's all I'm saying. That's all you ask. I ain't saying nothing else.
How important do you factor loyalty?
100%. It's definitely high on my list of shit. Because I consider myself somebody who, once I'm with you, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? And even if, say, like, me and you somewhere, and we the only 2 niggas there, you know what I'm saying? And we acknowledge that, a bunch of others. I'm not going to specify any race or religion or anything like that, but it's a bunch of others. And it's just me and you there. Immediately when we see each other, we are now. I'm loyal to you. You need to be loyal to me too, because we got, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that's just how I look at shit. I just look at like how people in the army look at it, like, or in the military, like the people that's with you, life and death right now, like depending on them. So that's how I feel.
Nah, that's 100%. I like that, man. I like your take on the loyalty part. I like how you break that down. I often don't hear a lot of when people speak about. I don't kind of often hear broken down like that.
I can't help but talk a lot sometimes about shit.
I feel like that's what we're here for, though.
No, for sure. I mean, that's what it is. I think a lot. Yeah. So it's like once I get on, if it's worth talking about, I'll talk about it. And I just got a lot of views on shit. I done been through a lot of shit. I done seen a lot of shit. I like to look at other people's point of views. You know what I'm saying? I like to just get an understanding of things. Even though the more you understand, the less you understand. So, yeah. I just be talking, try to figure it out sometimes. And I make music, bro. It's just lyrics. I gotta talk. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna say. Can't keep saying the same shit.
No, back you know, just go into music. You know, I seen Bleachers is something that you just released a song Bleachers. You know, it's been been doing very well. You know, and also we definitely seen that it's been doing very well. You know, and you just been skyrocketing forward. You know, and just a whole different style of how you put your the video and everything together. You know, just how you differentiate yourself from your area. You know,
but see, I wouldn't even say I'm differentiating myself.
Is that a word, bro?
I don't know if we saying it right. If we ain't saying
bro, Tom, is that a word before you answer the question?
That is the word, differentiate. I don't know how we saying it. We saying it right. I'm trying to be different. I'm not trying to be different. I just am different. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm influenced by a lot of stuff. So it's like once you put all them influences and all these fucking inspirations into one thing, you have something different. So I just feel like I'm not trying to do anything different. I honestly am trying to emulate a bunch of things at one time. So it's like, it's automatically gonna be different because it's not just this one thing. It's not just that one thing. As soon as you put two things together, it's something else.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
H2O. It's a bunch of shit. Like, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Cause just had macaroni. You make art with macaroni. You never just seen a nigga eat macaroni. Need a cheese, nigga.
And then you need everything else, you know. Okay.
Exactly. Then who the fuck just eat macaroni by itself?
Nah.
You need something else to eat too, nigga.
Mm-hmm. You know, as you've been, just as this far in your career, what are some I would say like impactful moments, you feel kinda, I would say, put you in a position that you are now to even, take things in the next life? What are some
Good question. I thought about that. Wrote that jump down. But shit, starting early. I started putting music out when I was still in high school, and I put it on World Star, and that was kind of like the first attention I got. I only had one song, and I put that out, and it got like 100,000 views by like lunch on World Star, and it had good comments. Like World Star, World Star's fucked up comments, everybody Jones and shit. But it was some Jones in there too, but other than that, it was most of the shit was like, man, what else you got out? We got to take, like asking, inquiring about more music. So that was like definitely number one. That might not even be number one. Number one for me is pretty much being the son of one of the pioneers of rap in DC, Boobe. And I got to see, since 2001, I got to see, well, I was young shit, I didn't really get to see. I was there, I ain't know if I'd seen it, but I can't really remember that much shit anyway. I smoked too much weed. But back then I got to just see the grind and just understand, and I got the blood of artists in me. Two was going to Atlanta and moving around. It ain't necessarily got to be Atlanta, but that was where I went, outside of here. And my first day in the studio, I'm in the studio with Southside, TM88, motherfucking Jazzy Faye just pulling up, T.I. pulling up, Ludacris pulling up. We going to Magic City. I'm meeting all the DJs, X-Rated, DJ Boobe. We going to cheap. Like, that's really my first taste of industry. Like, I seen the street level of it, running around with my father and them. I seen how far DC allow you to get. I seen that. Then I seen how far Atlanta allow you to get. And I'm like, oh shit, off the break. And then even when I'm down there getting embraced by Atlanta niggas, that's when niggas back home, oh man, dude, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm they nigga now, you know what I'm saying? Like, she kills me every time. But that's how I go. And then fucking around down in Atlanta, I linked up with a man Vito, Doe, a bunch of motherfuckers that helped me and is still with me to this day. You know what I'm saying? So jumping down there, and that ended up leading me getting signed to Atlanta, going down to Atlanta. So quitting, jumping out there, upbringing. I said something else too. I don't know.
You said getting signed to Atlanta.
Getting signed to Atlanta. That was an impactful moment.
Right. So you got signed to Atlantic Records. What
This was 2018.
18. Okay.
And then right after I signed with them, and I'm going to the Grammys. That's when Crew was nominated. I'm in the hallway in the Grammys. It's me, Gold Link, Brent Fires, and Shy right in the hallway in the Grammy. I remember that shit. That shit was tight. It was just like, damn, we in this bitch. Like, I mean, I wasn't nominated, but it was just tight that, man, there's all some home niggas in this jump. Like, that shit was tight. And one of them is nominated. Like, I'm just in there rooting. That shit was up against a Kendrick song and Kendrick and Rihanna, so I knew it was gonna be tough.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
crazy. Yeah.
I feel like more people listen to Crew than Loyalty today, to be honest. So, who says
Crew? And I feel like it kind of had that like long, you know, like after it.
But I went to Cali after the Grammys. I went to Cali because I met Uzi. I met Uzi at the Grammys, and then I ended up going on like a little West Coast tour with him. I was opening up for Uzi in a couple cities on the West Coast, and it was just him and me, and that shit was dope. So pretty much jumping out there and just doing some shit you want to do is my most impactful shit because it leads to a bunch of other shit.
Yeah. I feel like I had a better era rap, like the 90s, the 2000s, or the 2010s.
The 2010 stopped at 20. Like that's the era.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a tough one. I feel like the 90s was like so, it just was what it was. Like, just felt like refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was changing some shit. Even though I was young as shit in the 90s, I didn't really get to experience it like that. I really just didn't get to experience it to the 2000s, which was also incredible. That's when we getting Kanye, Lil Wayne, fucking Ludacris, Eminem, 50 Cent. I don't know, 2000, T-Pain. Go ahead, 50 Cent. And then the 2010s, that's when you got Drake, you got Kendrick, Big Sean, most of Wale, J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa. It was like, I might gotta go 2000s just based off the originality, and then the amount of different stuff. Like, this area sound like that, like this area. This area was like, you could kind of, and they didn't sound the same. It was just almost kind of like a production thing. Like, you heard, these are down south beats, these are New York beats, like Dipset shit, like Jada Locks, like all this, like you can. Fabulous, like Jay-Z, Prime, like, and it's like you can hear like this is New York. West Coast, you got Snoop, like, even though Snoop was 90s and all that, you got who was doing the Game. I feel like who was West Coast until Kendrick came. There's a lot of people from the West Coast. I fuck with the West Coast shit. Fuck with everybody, but probably 2000. I probably go to the 2000s.
2000s, either 90s, 2010, you feel like 2000s.
Yeah, because even like right now, 2000 to 20s, they sampling everything from the 2000s right now. And when I hear them, I don't really necessarily want to hear the new one. It kind of made me like, they be cranking, but it made me want to go back to the old one now.
Okay.
Even though I'm sure that's affect whoever in the sample, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's when you was growing up, that's what was listening to.
Right.
When you get that sample, it's going to make you want to go back. But I just feel like the 2000, like to the point where the way they sampling now, like they taking the whole hook. They take the whole, like they might sample the shit verbatim. Like, it's not a sample, nigga, that's a feature. Yeah, that nigga on the song. Like, nah, I feel like the 2000s, the samples were more subtle. If it was a sample, it was more so the beat. And if it was like a vocal thing, it'll be a piece of it, or the way it'll be done, it don't sound exactly like it, or it was just something to differentiate.
You went back to that word again.
It's like stand-up comedy. I fuck with stand-up comedy, bro. They always bring it back before they leave off the stage. All right, y'all. All right. That's all my time I got.
That's fire.
Thank y'all.